Wow. Looks like I'm possibly streaming. It's been a really long time. So, alright, looks like I'm possibly streaming. It's been a really long time. So, alright, it's like I'm possibly streaming. It's been a really long time. So, hey, what's up, girl? Alright, it's like I'm possibly streaming. It's been a really long time.
Hey, Mia.
So,
hi, Monica.
Hey, what's up, girl? Alright, it's like I'm
How are
possibly
you?
streaming. It's been a really long time.
Hey, Mia.
So,
hi, Monica.
It's on repeat. Hey, what's up, girl? Alright, it's like I'm
How are
possibly
you?
streaming. It's been a really long time since I've done this.
Hey, Mia.
So,
hi, Monica.
it's on repeat. Hey, what's up, girl? Alright, it's like I'm
How are you?
possibly streaming. It's been a really long time since I've done this.
All is well.
So,
Hi, Monica.
it's on repeat. Hey, what's up, girl? Alright,
I'm really good.
I'm really good. It's been a really long time since I've done this.
All is well.
It's been healing and on repeat. Hey, what's up, girl? Kind of sitting back
really
and
good.
watching.
I'm
really good. It's been a
really
long
seeing
time
how
since
everything
I've
plays
done
out.
this.
All is well.
It's been
Yeah.
healing and
on repeat.
Hey, what's up, girl? Kind of sitting
I'm
back and
really
watching.
good. I'm
really good. It's been a
really
long
seeing how
time
everything
since I've
plays
done
out.
this.
Well,
It's been
yeah.
healing and
on repeat.
It's been kind of
Just
sitting
trying
back and
to
watching.
really good.
It's been a long
seeing how
time
everything
since I've
plays
done
out.
this. Watching and healing
kind of
on repeat. It's been focused on the
Just
inner
trying to
watching.
really good.
It's been a long time
everything
since I've
plays
done
out.
this. Watching and healing
kind of
on repeat. It's been focused on the inner
Just trying to
watching.
really good.
It's been a long time
everything
since I've
plays
done
out.
this. Watching and healing.
Well,
Dang, maybe I
on
need
the
to
distraction
watching.
watching.
Try again.
It's been a long time.
Everything
Everything
that's
plays out.
watching and healing.
Well,
Dang, maybe I
on
need
the
to
distraction watching.
Try again.
It's been a long time.
Everything
Everything
that's
plays out.
watching and healing.
Well,
Not an expert at
dang,
this.
maybe I
Focus on
need
the
to
distraction watching.
watching.
Try again.
It's been a long time.
Everything
Everything
that's
plays out.
watching and healing.
Well,
Not an expert at
dang,
this.
maybe I
Focus on
need
the
to
distraction watching.
watching.
Try again.
It's been a long time.
Everything
Everything
that's
plays out.
watching and healing.
Well,
Not an expert at
dang.
this. Okay, can you hear me? Thank you, Captain Late Night. Can you all hear me? Thank you. Okay, great. My bad. Sorry about that, you guys. Okay, so I just wanted to address a couple of things that I think were kind of amazing. So I'm not sure if you guys all, great, thank you. I'm not sure if you guys all saw the latest news, but it looks like, you know, the Pentagon is releasing more video, more disclosure, and let's see, this video is not really up. Let's see. So let's see if it'll play. I mean, so this is Fox News reporting, and I was told by a friend here in person, nobody online, somebody that I know
moments in life
here in my reality, he had explained to me that there was some kind of a clause in the stimulus relief package that had to do with having to disclose more about UFOs by a certain date. And of course, I kind of was skeptical. Yeah, yes. Hey, Roots. Hello, CW. So I'm just going to kind of go through it a little bit and see what we think.
Doubled since the pandemic began, and we are getting new.
Only I cannot hear. Here we go.
Trace, good morning. This extraordinary video and images of unidentified flying objects, or UFOs, were leaked to investigative reporter Jeremy Corbell and investigative reporter
Probably should have
George
practiced before I got back on here after so long, but here we are.
3 pyramid-shaped UFOs flying.
Okay, so we have Fox News reporting on UFO sightings, according to the Pentagon. Some of the filming is from 2019, so I encourage you to check this out on your own. They show pyramid shapes, which is very interesting. They show this, which I believe this is what they're calling a sphere, but there's an event. Here it is. Look at this. So this is the type of stuff that I would capture often. And looks like it's showing up for more and more people. They were talking about sightings in New York, recent sightings, especially since the start of COVID, they said. And it's just very interesting. So, have you guys seen any of this reporting yet? Oh, thank you, Love and Grace. That's so awesome. Hey, Kelly. Fourth dimensional drones. So, yeah, I mean, I have some ideas. I've actually seen messages in gematria, which I studied here and there, and in certain databases there would be messages about the pyramids not being our friend necessarily. I personally think that there's tons of benevolence up there. The fourth dimensional beings aren't always benevolent. So there you go, CW. That kind of confirms. But the spheres, I believe, are the Naga, or stars. So, you know, we've got good and bad all around, and I think that they've been here all along, from what I understand. So, by no means is this brand new. This is just now being disclosed. Yes, Waltz, I have. So, of course, that hasn't seemed to get very far as views or, you know, being seen. And that's been interesting. Hey, Suzanne. Thank you so much. Back to you. Love and healing to you. That's so nice. Thank you. Very sweet. Yeah, I believe we're all healing. There's a worldwide healing happening right now. There's a lot going on, obviously. I believe that many of the symptoms that people are experiencing have everything to do with this electromagnetic shift that everybody's going through. The sun flares, as I've spoken about, the twin suns are together, and the closer that Sirius got, the more we awakened, the more we're healing. And as the sun flares, the frequency between Earth's surface and the ionosphere spikes, and we go through waves of healing. It's known as the electromagnetic waves of the rapture. So, as I've spoken about on my videos, I believe the Rapture refers to waking up out of the Saturn matrix and going through the awakening process. And I believe that a lot was mistranslated and reversed in things like scripture and whatnot, and really everywhere. You know, like I say, a lot of it was just mistranslated, so there's a lot of plays on words and things like that. The tunnels being flooded in DC, interesting. Oh yeah, the X's, and so I believe that's the signature of the mother, who I believe is the star Sirius that we've seen come closer and closer. And I see a lot of X's too. And so I believe that these are all loving, benevolent beings that we're seeing making cool stuff in the sky. I don't fully understand everything about how it works, but I honestly have no fear. Obviously, I'm fascinated, and I definitely have a lot of thoughts. I'm kind of watching my words. It's been a while. I haven't seen you guys. I haven't talked. I haven't been on much except for to show you what I'm seeing here in my skies, which it's beautiful. I believe we're on a spiral upwards, and I think that more and more people's scales are falling off of their eyes, and they're starting to see the world differently. And the Vega constellation, the true home of humanity. Interesting. Yes, those X's definitely mean something. Very interesting. I'll have to look into that, you guys. I appreciate it. Hey, Brittany Has Eyes. So on Rodsor's channel, I'll link below, Brittany Has Eyes had a gorgeous capture of, what I believe to be a phoenix or a dragon in the vapor. I fully believe it's the signs and wonders that a lot of people aren't quite able to maybe comprehend or see. So I think that, people can only experience and open their eyes to what they're able to handle at that moment. So I've learned to kind of just, chill out as far as pointing things out to other people, because I do think people are seeing changes, but they haven't studied it as closely as many of us have been. So, in due time. But, I'm wondering with all of this disclosure, is this going to just be seen all at once? And I want your thoughts. Or are people going to still gradually be able to wake up and see what we've been kind of trying to process for a while now? Are they going to be able to, are they going to have the time to process it like we did? Or is this just going to end up being in everyone's face? It's interesting. And I know that we are co-creating collectively. Hey, my skies, what's up? Hello, Joseph. But yeah, the Brittany Has Eyes video and all of Rodsor's videos are amazing. I do have all of this stuff saved in my playlists. So, hey, what's up, Uncle Tone? I'm so glad you made it. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you guys. Yeah. So what do you think? You don't know what to think, Monica? I know. The good ones going door to door. I like the way you think, CW. I really do. It's amazing. Calling door to door. the good ones. I see some Christian channels talking about the rapture and how there's songs that have come out about the light and the rapture. No, I'm doing a live stream though. Sorry. All right. I didn't mean to yell in your ear. Sorry about that. Yeah, the vaccines. Okay, so we can talk about that for a moment. I've had some interesting things happening in my reality surrounding that. I'm sure we all have. You know, I think that we have the power to help them heal themselves. And anytime that because a lot of people that I love very dearly, people that would never put something in their body that might unsuspectedly, you know, they're not putting something in their body on purpose that might harm them. That would be horrifying for them, as it has been for me to understand what's been going on with, you know, we know with food, industrialization, all kinds of different areas. We are being inundated with toxins, but I believe that we've been going through this process so that we're eliminating many of those, which is why we're awakening. It's known as the light body process, and I think that we're becoming immune to things like that, and people are rising, and we're not going to continue to allow Mother Earth to be, you know, desecrated. So, as scary as it can be, as overwhelming as it can be, you know, and that might be why there's a huge push to have this done so fast. As we see here, yeah, I do see that, Monica, but again, we're becoming immune. You know, Source can overcome anything for humanity, so let's keep co-creating healing. And that's what I do. And anytime I see somebody in my reality that I know has gone and gotten it, and they're not connecting dots, because a lot of them do not feel good afterwards, but they are not connecting dots. I don't know how or why, but I do a healing, you know, silently. I don't want to scare them, because there is something to be said about going and getting something that quells your fear. Now, as we know, that's kind of like the easy way out. I wouldn't say it's selling out, but it's a way, in my opinion, to not have to work through fear. Because when I was waking up, I had all of the same fear that it seems to be going around surrounding, you know, what's been going on for the last year. You know what, 4 years ago when I started my channel, I mean, I was terrified. And I worked through it. That's how I learned to have faith above all else, was to continually work through these fears as they came up. As overwhelming as they were, I continued to overcome until I could get strong enough to refute everything that was scary, or that was, you know, eventually I found out was a narrative and programming. And so, you know, it's a process, and it's different for everybody. Hey, it never stops. I want to go back and read your comments for sure. I did notice, like, I'm not a big follower of the actors and the script, and I do believe that what we're seeing is a false, you know, reality, essentially, when it comes to some of the players out there. I'm not going to really name names right now, but it's a lot of the faces and names that we're very familiar with. You know, I don't know if some of them play good cop, bad cop, whatever, but, you know, I guess we're all actors in a play, essentially. So, but I did find this interesting. this guy Jim Jordan did seem to say a lot of what some of us were thinking, have been thinking for the past year, going on like a year and a half. So this was good too.
Wondering how to pull off a massive
It did
international
feel,
conference
you
off?
know, like a positive
Come on,
thing
introducing Air Meet
after
Conference,
script
a
and all,
format that lets you host
but
vibrant
it's
and
like,
live
okay, the
conferences
tables are
virtually.
turning, you
To
know,
create a summit, click the
the
Create
tables
an
are
Air Meet
turning.
button in the
That's the
dashboard.
way I'm looking at it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Dr. Fauci, when is
But I'll quickly just show a little tiny bit of this, if you guys don't mind.
the time? Well, in your written statement, you say now is not the time to pull back on masking, physical distancing, and avoiding congregate settings. When is the
So I'm not sure if you guys were able to catch that. I think it only came out just a few hours ago, but it was pretty heated discussion, and
now at such a high level?
this guy really
Is the
said a
threat
lot of what
again
we've been
major?
wanting
Dr.
to
Fauci,
say. I mean, it just seems like there's not a lot of critical thinking being used, and a lot of questions that are not being asked. So he asked a few of them, not all of them, you know, and then you see like Tucker Carlson on Fox News saying, you know, well, if this doesn't prevent or stop the spread, then why are we getting it? And the thing is, I mean, I'm glad when I see stuff like that, because I do have these people in my, you know, in right here that I deal with every day that do not understand these things. They still believe that, you know, this is going to protect others, and this is going to stop them from. Okay, so I personally think that it's something that we carry in our DNA. I don't think that it came from anywhere. I don't think, you know, like as Dr. Fauci said, I have to say, he said, there's nothing new under the sun, and it just like hit me. I mean, how many times have we heard that? We all listen to a couple of people that say it a lot. Nothing new under the sun, you know. But when he said it, something clicked, and I looked back 100 years ago, and guess what was happening? The Spanish flu, right? So, and it was the same stuff. Don't know if you've had a chance. Have you guys had a chance to look at all of that? It's very, very interesting. I posted about it on my community page a while back, and it's super interesting how many parallels there are, and how like the playbook is just playing out. It's playing out a bit differently this time for many reasons, I think, but it never stops. COVID was the best thing for me. I've grown really fast, learned who I truly are. Duality makes you strong. Holding your ground, prove you're brave and not obedient. Every challenge you will face will make you stronger, smarter, and wiser. I love that, and I feel the same, you know, and I think that we've been talking for a while. That's interesting, CW. I can't wait to see. You guys are so amazing. I can't wait to see what you're saying. But there's no doubt we've been talking about how people that weren't really waking up, or were kind of turning away from the call to wake up, or couldn't hear what we were saying, that they would be fast-tracked through an awakening. And so, from what I can see, this has been a full-on process for a lot of people. It's such an individual process, you know. People are waking up in all different ways, but very much fast-tracked, it seems, for generations. Yeah, exactly. I don't doubt it, you know. I mean, this stuff is pretty crazy. Oh, the conscious evolution. Hello, hello. Hi, Gunnar. Hey, David. Oh, you guys are awesome. So, so much interesting stuff here. I'm glad I came on, even if just for a few minutes. You guys are awesome. And I'm nervous. I haven't done this in forever, so I hope that. Thank you for bearing with me, and I hope it's not too all over the place today. But there's been a lot that we haven't talked about. So, fear makes them slow down their awakening. It's not easy. Yeah. Yeah. And fear keeps people in a state of dis-ease. So like I was saying, I am all over the place, with the stuff that is being offered right now. There is something to be said about not continuing to be in fear. So if you just say that, I do see where a lot of people that have had this done have relaxed a bit and are just, so I just do my best to think healing thoughts directly towards them, source energy to go in and to make anything that's possibly either malevolent or that wouldn't agree with them to be dissipated, or, obviously each person has free will. So at some level, if they don't want to take the healing, then the healing likely doesn't happen. So I don't want to go against anybody's wishes or anything like that. I understand that everybody has a path. But I have also seen where it says that God's angels will heal everyone. And I believe that. I believe the power of Source, and I believe that once reconnected to Source more fully, as many of us have become, because that is really what the awakening process is about, I believe that we become healers. And, I've been doing Reiki for a long time. I do distance Reiki. I do in-person Reiki with beautiful results because it's source energy. So, of course, it goes where it needs to go. One doesn't even have to believe, but source energy goes and does what it needs to do. So that's how I feel about that. Weed Warrior, what's up? And I've seen lots of times that the golden age that cannabis is going to bring is just going to be like completely off the chain. Whole new world. So I'm very excited about all of it. I think we're in a really good spot. When I saw this disclosure on Fox News, because a while back when I started capturing all these crazy things, I literally got so frustrated because I was having trouble talking to you guys, getting in contact with anybody. It was just really crazy for a while. I actually called CBS News one night or something. I think it was CBS, and they laughed and hung up, of course. And I'm like, what was I thinking? But here we are. We're here. And this is what's being reported today. And I think that more and more is going to be, and I don't think that they're going to try and make people afraid of the benevolent beings that are here, because that wouldn't be very wise. So I don't think that that's going to happen. I think that we've had a lot of that throughout our research and awakening process, and hearing other channels and what they have to say, and what people, it sometimes seems like paid people are saying in comments, and always in calling, just the mind control that we see everywhere. So I think that that is turning tables also. I think that a lot of people know what time it is, or the fact, that time is being remedied, because there's no doubt that the Holy Ghost energy is here, the Mother energy is here. The Mother energy is our heart, so it doesn't matter male, female. It's an androgynous female, because it's a creator energy. So it's something that we get to connect to and carry once we connect to Earth again, Mother Earth, you know, both from above and below. We get rooted and we connect. And I talk a lot about this stuff and what I've been shown and learned on many other videos. And I believe that we're connecting the heart to our soul, where it's been a bit disconnected. I think electromagnetically with things like iron and metals that we don't need. There is something I really wanted to talk to you about that I really wanted to come and do a single show on. It's real touchy though, honestly. It's about the story of Adam and Eve. And I just had some insights. So I think I'll quickly go through this and see if I can find it. Because I switched phones recently and I think that I saved my notes on it. So let's see, what else? This one I haven't watched yet, but maybe this is something else that would interest you about the Pentagon coming out with the same thing that I guess Fox News. I don't particularly like. I think this is Sky Australia News. I don't like what they're saying. I think that, you know, a lot of things are running a narrative, obviously. But I just happened to see this as I was coming on, so it's just another report. I'm sure you guys have noticed the like to dislike ratios on many of the White House videos.
The Pentagon has confirmed a strange and
corrupt
unexpected
news
sight.
stations. So that's been pretty cool. I mean, they're still probably manipulated, but it kind of looks like the manipulation is lifting a bit. I don't know what you guys think or what you've observed about that, but I do. I think that it's kind of lifting. And I do understand that AI has been here for a long time and working kind of to keep humanity under control for a long time, and that it will turn around to work for the benefit of humanity. And so I think that's what we're going to see more and more. It's all in divine time. It's just going to take its time, and it has a lot to do with the collective and where they're at, because algorithms rule the world. Yes, they do. I saw this a little bit ago. Skywatch Media is reporting a huge fireball over Florida. So that's something really cool to look into. It's quite amazing. I mean, he says that people were afraid, and I mean, I think it's just awesome. It's beautiful. But I can understand it can be, you know, I'm sure, shocking to say the least. But I've had dreams about this very thing where the stars are falling. My son and I, who's about the age he is right now, are holding hands running towards a tree. And I know the Michael Jackson video where he shows, you know, I don't know about you guys, but we've gotten like really windy days. I think it's so cool. Really windy and really foggy days. And you hear a lot about the wind and the fog and heaven, aka heaven on earth, and things like that. But his Earth song, is that what it's called? Michael Jackson Earth song? In that video, he's holding on to a tree. So I noticed that because that was like in my dream. So I don't think it's anything to be afraid of. It's just, you know, we stay grounded. We stay grounded. And, you know, Earth is changing. The energies are shifting. The electromagnetic shift has everything to do with magnetism and electricity, obviously. And I go into that on other shows if you're interested in kind of hearing what I think about some of that. I only have keys, bits and pieces, but it's some interesting stuff. So also I wanted to recommend my community channel. I try to put a lot there because that's really my way to communicate with you guys. I do have like an Instagram and stuff, but social media has just been really tough for me, so I just do what I can. I really do. I try my best, and I hope that if there's people that are looking for this stuff, you know, maybe they'll find some of the stuff that I've learned or reported. But, oh yeah, so here we have Awakening Leela. Amazing channel. She made a lot of my intros. If you guys are long-time subscribers, you are familiar with her. But she's been making some gorgeous stuff. Love her so much. This is a really good one because I know at times we end up feeling really, really alone, and we have a lot of questions that don't make any sense. She does one on Sophia as well that is like very thorough, very cool. And it's a lot of the same information that I have. So even if she was working with like another guy, the Understanding, he has like a lot of information, but I feel like he's he likes, or he feels maybe connected with Saturn. So I don't really know who's what here or there. I'm trying to just not be judgmental. I mean, everybody's where they're at. Everybody has their part to play, I guess. But I was confused because I loved everything she had to say, but then she would be speaking to certain people that I didn't like really vibe with. And ultimately she did, I don't know what happened. I have no idea. I can't really find information, but it seems like they aren't really working together anymore. So I thought that was interesting, and it did make me feel like she's, you know, genuine. We have a lot of the same information. So, you know, obviously I think nobody really has all the truth, but there's a lot of us that have really important keys. So we always like stick with our heart and take what we can and take what rings true to us and kind of try to leave the rest. Although, you know, programming is a real thing. So sometimes when we're listening to people that we know are not necessarily on the same wavelength as we are, we want to listen anyway, but we're still subject to that programming. So it's really important to use your heart and your discretion for anything like that. But yeah, just stuff about vaccines here, and just like the difference between children that had them and didn't in a family, and you know, the observations that were noticed. And it just seems like kids are much more healthy when they get to skip them. Just a lot of stuff here. So anytime you get a chance, and here's the second sun, which I've shown Sirius, you know, and here's the regular sun. I have like a lot of captures of that in my video called, or no, I'm sorry, my playlist called The Second Sun. Here's Brittany's video on Rodsor's channel, which is so beautiful, but as you can see, looks like a phoenix, dragon, just gorgeous. So yeah, there's always that there, if you're ever interested in seeing what's what. And let's see, I'm gonna see what you guys have to say. Yeah, I know, Holy Ghost, Holy Spirit, I agree, it's been completely messed with. But the biggest thing that I noticed that they don't really want anyone to understand is that that's the mother aspect. Divine feminine, you know, however you want to look at it. I still see a lot of Venus worship, which concerns me. I don't think everybody really understands that's promoting it or following it, but you know, everything should come to the light. So I've done shows about that. Hey, I will do that. Conscious evolution. Yeah, live life, have fun, then evolve. Yes, word. Yep, the Schumann is a nice measure. Okay, let me see if I can find my notes on some of my discoveries or thoughts on the Adam and Eve story, and how there's just much more to it. I think with any of these things, we don't get the full story. And so that's, it is cool to be able to connect dots. Tell me it isn't, right? What about Venus? I believe that it's the false light. I did a show, I've done a lot of shows. I believe it's the false light. I believe that it's part of the healing, though, and it's obviously part of the solar system, so I think it'll be set straight, and I'm not too concerned about it. But when I saw people like heavily promoting it, it concerned me, because from what I understand, it's kind of the usurping goddess. Like, I've even heard people like Laura Eisenhower say that when that somebody needed to step into the mother role because she was imprisoned, and so Venus did that type thing. So it's kind of all mixed up. I have a lot of thoughts on it. Bases on the moon and Mars. I mean, I'm not sure about the moon, and I think that there's more than one moon, it seems, for sure. So there's just so much, and I do have a lot of insights, but I'm just kind of watching and learning, because I have so much to learn and so much to understand. Yeah, I'll try to link some stuff below. I usually will go through and listen, and so if you want to come back in like a day or something, hopefully I can get to it tonight. And I'll put some links below to kind of direct you to the things that I spoke about, because I tried to cover a lot on this channel. I did, but of course I do not have all the information. I just have keys that I like to share, and I'm pretty sure of them when I do. I don't just share things that could harm or cause issues. I don't want to do that. I really don't. But there's certain things I feel so strong about, and like things like Venus, I'm sure we all have these different aspects in us. So it is what it is, right? Let's see. Give me a moment. I'm going to focus on seeing if I can find my notes, and I'll get right back to you. I'm really going to have to do a special show on this, which I think is probably best anyway. Oh, wait. So I also discovered something which is kind of yucky. And I'm not going to worry about it too much, but I think some of the issues that I've had, we've talked early on in this channel about really strange symptoms that were happening. I think some of that is definitely part of just ascension and part of the body healing itself. So I also realized that I really got hit hard after I had an MRI with contrast dye, and there's something called gadolinium, which is a rare earth element metal, and sometimes it kind of sticks around. So luckily it does leave the body. It takes years sometimes, but I think that, that has a little bit to do with my very intense healing at different points. Well, for a couple of years here. But I've overcome so much. I feel like if I can overcome some of the crazy, like, suffering that I went through physically, like, anybody can heal of anything. That's the way I'm looking at it. But I just wanted to update people, because I felt like I got answers when I realized that that played a part in what was going on. It was the first time that I really saw where other people have had similar symptoms, and yeah, and I think that we can totally clear ourselves of it, but I just think it kind of, in my personal body, I don't think it happens to everybody, but here and there it just isn't processed right, you know. And I used to drink a lot, and there was just a lot of you know, I was healing when I had the MRI done like a few years back, and so it's possible that my body just didn't process it properly. But so it's nothing to be afraid of if it's something that you've had to deal with. It's just that I noticed around that time I don't think that it really processed in my body the same way that it does, that it's supposed to. So, but luckily I feel like I've really overcome that a lot. It's almost completely all better and all gone. So yes, thought manifest reality. Oh, Unimundi, hey guys, check his channel out. He has got a really cool channel. He's noticed a lot of anomalies with colors, and I believe that it's showing the false reality, and he has a lot of insight on it, so maybe check some of his stuff out because it's been really eye-opening. Hey Sterling, I can't wait to go back through your comments later. I thought I had it in my notes here, but now I'm not seeing it, darn it. I'm gonna keep I'm gonna keep looking now, hold on. Well then, maybe not. Maybe not. Photo notes. Yay for a new phone. I went from an Apple to an Android and I didn't really switch anything. You guys, I'm gonna have to come back on and do another show, so thank you so much for being here. Did you have any questions? Hey Bumpy Moon, did you have any questions before I go? Looks like it's way behind here. Right, Aphrodite? We're X-Men, right? Cool. No doubt. Sure seems to be. I do believe that we're going through a process that would be probably known as like what was written as the glorified body. I think, you know, the light body, however you want to, some people call it a crystalline body. And I've done a lot of work on that. I will list that one below because that's, you know, important for people to kind of connect dots on, I think. And we all, hey Justin, much love. Good to see you. Alfred, oh my gosh, I love you. Good to see you. Yeah, I really had to like lay low here for a while because I had to heal, and that's what I did. And here we are. And I think that you guys have been going through very similar to what I have, I would think, in different ways, of course, for everybody. But we made it, and we're here, and we're going to help heal everyone. We're going to help everyone heal themselves, really, by sharing, you know, our own experiences. Oh, what's up, Craig? Hey, Vincent. I really love you guys. Alfred, I would love to touch base. I hope to be in closer contact with some of you guys for sure soon. It's been kind of difficult, but I feel like those difficulties are lifting, and there's probably a reason why we all had to kind of do what we had to do wherever we were at. but it's going to be really good. It's all getting really good. This is all really positive stuff that we're touching on here. Hey Rhea, I love you. I love you guys. Okay. Oh, please do, Justin. Thank you for taking the time. I really appreciate it. And I will definitely talk to you guys soon. Much love. Many blessings. Yes, Alfred. Yes, I will get a hold of you.